Sam Baer getting frame 2 of a possible 9 underway, leading Ronnie O'Sullivan 1-0 here in Guangzhou, day 2 of Snooker's China Championship. As I say, the final will be on Tuesday. They couldn't get the venue basically Monday to Sunday, that's why it's Wednesday to Tuesday.
Yeah, although the dates were changed, still nice to be here. Now, can this man hit straight back?
Sit down up there now, yeah?
Referee Paul Collier just asking 1 or 2 people to settle into their seats. A few latecomers. Ah, well. He's on the brown.
1.
Nice pot. He's taking the game to Ronnie here. And that's what you have to do.
That's another good long ready, not one in last frame.
Mike took him behind the green. It seems that the brown is a little bit on the straight side. I'm not sure whether he can get close to these reds from here. Well, he's done well. But the white's going towards the cushion. That's going to be tough from there. There's a pot on, but it might be okay. He might be able to pot this and just go in behind the black, actually, around the black for the right corner. Oh, what's he looking at? Doesn't fancy the other one. Looks like a safety. Wasn't quite sure whether it went, but might have left that same red on for Ronnie. Can he kick it in with a bit of side? Played the safety. It's fair enough. Well, there's a little tempter to the right middle here. It's not easy, but you might leave Ronnie another red on, which he doesn't want to do. He's kept him pretty much in his seat so far.
Mark Selby won the first frame on table 2, knocked in a great pink at the end of the frame to take it from Noppen Sengyam.
Half chance for Ronnie here. Could stay on the black. Nope, he's prepared to wait.
There are 8 tables in action, and some of the big hitters playing today. Marco Fu's won the first frame against Hossein Vafai of Iran. Mark Allen has won the first frame against Matthew Stevens. Luca Brissell has 1-0 up against Jimmy Robertson. And Ian Burns, who of course beat Liang Wenbo yesterday, leads Alan Taylor 1-0. Kirk Stevens, 59 today, one of the legends of 80s snooker from Canada. Incredibly entertaining player. Made that maximum mic at, of course, at Wembley in the Masters in his white suit.
Brilliant. The ice cream kid. Yeah, great player. Great lad. Played in the seniors event 2 or 3 seasons ago. Nicely done. Nice bit of check side on the white there to stay on the blue So this is the first real chance that Ronnie's had to get his hand on the table.
Yes, as we said earlier, O'Sullivan 13 maximums. Kirk Stevens, when he made his at the Masters, that was only the third maximum ever been made, and it was so rare in those days that the sponsor came out and made a speech before the next frame. We've sort of got more used to them, of course, more and more snooker that we've seen down the years.
I think I remember one year at the World Championship, Mark Williams was the runner-up and made a maximum and made more money than the actual winner, because he got £163,000 for the maximum, 147 plus £16,000 high break price. And I think he won about £20,000 more than the actual winner. I think I'm right in saying that. Of course, he used to insure against them those days, but it's a rollover system now.
14.
O'Sullivan has already earned £55,000 this season. He only played one tournament. He made the highest break. That was 10,000. Runner-up 45 to Neil Robertson in Hong Kong.
15.
Career prize money just over 9 million, more than anyone else in the history of the game, and of course, I'm sure plenty more off table.
Well, Mark Selby was close to going through the £1 million barrier last season. I wonder if somebody might do it this year.
Those cameras down.
It's a bit of an ask, but it's available. It's a possible.
17. 18.
I think the way things are going, David, I think it's going to happen one season. I think it'll happen in the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, as you say, Selby came very close, literally just about 65,000 off. So yeah, it could well happen this season.
If somebody gets on a roll.
Well, if you win the World Championship, you're nearly halfway there.
Yeah.
As you said, it's gone up 425 next year.
23.
Put 2 or 3 of the biggies together before you even get to Sheffield.
24.
Well, meanwhile, good chance here for the Rocket here to hit straight back after you saw Sam take a fairly comfortable opening frame with a couple of visits.
31. 32.
He won the Masters last season for a record 7th time, but his last ranking title about 18 months ago now, 2016 Welsh Open.
39.
Just a little bit of shake of the head there. Didn't get quite straight enough on this red. That's why he's had to go down for the blue. It's not a real problem. Already up to 40 points, 35-point lead with reds open. Normally from these sort of positions we say frame over. I think we expect it of them. They expect it of themselves. The standard is so high these days.
46. 53.
Right, you might have to kick this in a little bit of side. It's a bit tight. Yep, no problem. Well done.
54.
$877 career centuries for Ronnie. Could this be another one?
62.
The blackish frame ball.
Well, this has been superb.
69. 70.
Never really in trouble, although he's just landed slightly the wrong side of the blue.
75.
Well, very fluent and very classy as always, Dave.
76.
Yes, he doesn't hang about, does he, once he gets in? And he got in nicely here. and has done the damage.
$83. 84.
Every chance of the ton now. Just depends on the angle on this black. Can I get around the red? Lots of reverse side. Ooh, that will do nicely. Lovely cannon.
91.
Yes, I think it's century number 878 coming up. Well, this has been immaculate.
97.
Well,
99.
just what the doctor ordered. A nice way to respond to that opening frame from Sunbird. Oh, this is what they've come to see.
106. 111.
Well, breakfast time in Europe, but Ronnie O'Sullivan did not make a meal of this break, did he? Just got in and
117.
sublime stuff. He looked a little rusty here in their first frame. Doesn't look rusty now, does he? Terrific clearance of 124. Ronnie O'Sullivan off and running here in Guangzhou. He levels up with Sunbird, 1 frame each. So Ronnie O'Sullivan has come to the party with a lovely 1-2-4 clearance. It's 1 apiece here in Guangzhou, China Championship Day 2. The winner will play Dave Gilbert tomorrow in the last 32. Dave burnt midnight oil before seeing off Stuart Carrington 5-4. Carrington had 2 centuries in that match, but gone are the days when that'll win you a match. It was a good win in the end for Gilbert, that.
I think you mentioned to me earlier that I think Stuart had 3 centuries in the World Championship on the bounce and lost that one as well.
To the Yang Wimbo, yeah.
Ugh, just shows, doesn't it?
Yeah, Robert Milkins last week, he made 2 in a match that he lost 4-2 in one of the qualifiers in Preston. There were a few late finishes last night. Fergal O'Brien was involved in one of them. That wasn't a huge shock, but he came through, beat Mark King. Of course, O'Brien and Gilbert set the record, didn't they, for the longest ever frame last season. Well, he's caught this really thin. Just look where the whites finished there.
First glance, doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, Ronnie having to play a safety. Good pace. Well, he's blocked off the left-hand side, but there's a red at the edge of the pat that Sam can play off here. Well, it's a good return now. I always say that if you can miss the ball colours on the way back, it's always a better safety, of course. But that certainly is. Makes all the difference. Good match this. We're only 2 frames in, but of a good standard.
Foul. Sunbird 4.
Well, that's trouble for O'Sullivan, because this red cuts to the middle now that the cue ball's in the D.
Yes, black and pink out of commission, so back for the blue. Well, he's just underhit it slightly. I don't think he's got the angle to power that around the table. Well, he could drop it in and play the red nearest the black, or play on the one on the left-hand side. Yeah, he's looking at the one near the black. He could possibly get a nice cannon and then bring the black into play. I think yellow is another option, but I think he'll take the blue. Don't think he's going to power this around. I think he'll just drop this in. Well, he's gone with pace, but it's difficult to get on the red doing that. Well, he played on the back red, actually. He's nearly landed on the one nearest the black, which he could have done, dropping it in. Had to get a lot of topspin inside on the cue ball to get anywhere near the red. Or there's two reds actually near the black spot, but this one's available. Unlucky.
Sunbathe 6.
Well, could have made more from that. Well, at least we've got the black into play now. Good pace from Ronnie. Applying the pressure. Oh, he's pushed one out. He needs cover. He's got it. It's not bad. A little bit lucky there. Well, that red on the right-hand side is Ronnie's problem now. Played with check side, but he's caught the middle knuckle. Well, the red's not the problem, it's the path of the cue ball. In fact, he's got a straight red to the left corner, I think, past the black. Well, for me, this is the tougher pot to take on. This is very missable from there. Well played. Nice red to get in.
Had to pot that as well. Look what he was leaving if he'd have missed.
Well, unfortunately, unless he can move the red off the black spot, he's going to be tied up, because I think it will go on. Tried to move the reds. Now, has he finished on one? There might be one to the right corner.
8.
Well, can he see enough of this one to the left? Oh, that was a bonus with the plant. Could have done a little bit better with that, actually, with the cue ball, if that plant was guaranteed. And I don't think he can see enough of the green, so it's going to have to be the blue. Doesn't fancy the pot. Looks like he's playing a safety.
Sam Baird 9.
Luca Brissell's not hanging about, David, on table 6.
3-0 to Luca Brissell. Marco Fu 2-0 up in his match against Hossein Vafai. Well, that was a chance. It was never straightforward, though, for Baird, and it's the break has come to an end.
I think he's left Ronnie this red, but it's tough. No, playing the safety. Well, he's left a red to the yellow pocket. Well, this is mature snooker. He's giving Ronnie nothing.
Well, after the 1-2-4 O'Sullivan made in frame 2, I think that's a good policy from Sam Baird.
Absolutely. Could be in trouble here, though. What about this one? Oh, he's played one. Brilliant. Well, as we look at Hawkeye's view, he could play the 2-cushion escape from side and top cushions. He could lay on a red, but that might leave a red into one of the corner pockets. But even 2 cushions, he's got to be careful here. He needs to contact one of those reds there, about quarter ball. 2 cushions then. Oh, he's missed that mile. That's going to go back. Just overcompensated there on the angle. Mind you, can play this all day, of course. He's snookered on the red, so it's not a question of 3 strikes and you're out. Ooh, that was very close. Well, can he get it right this time? He was a fraction away there. Take 3. Well, even further away.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Oh, Ronnie's not going anywhere.
Okay, Ronnie.
Just a very slight adjustment needed.
Well, I was going to say a little bit on the thick side, but there is a red there, though. He has left one to this left corner.
Yes, he's slightly overcompensated there. It's such a fine margin, though, isn't it?
Just wanted a very fine glance. Take the cue ball down the table. Ooh. Well, at least the red's come away from the pocket.
Meanwhile, Noppen Senkem has levelled up with Mark Selby on table 2, 1 each. Saw a few upsets yesterday. Of course, Neil Robertson losing was the big shock, really, having just won in Hong Kong. He lost to Li Hang. Stuart Bingham also beaten by Yan Bingtao. Anthony McGill as well, knocked out by Mark Joyce.
Yeah, I think Neil was a little bit unlucky in the final frame. He got a massive bounce off the back cushion and got out of position when he was in. No, I don't think he enjoyed that yesterday, Neil. Because we were talking about coming into a new season, whether, you know, like, because he'd sort of gone off the boil a little bit. and he was looking to find some form and played really well in Hong Kong, beating Ronnie in the final there. Ooh, Sam. Ooh, that could be expensive.
Yeah, that was a definite chance.
Well, he could have left an easier one than this. Ronnie's got the red to the left middle. Well, we didn't mention it at the time, David. You know, we saw what Ronnie did in the last frame, and although Sam played really well, pretty strong in the opener, but eventually, if you start giving this guy table time, you know you're going to be sat in your chair. And Ronnie, as we know, a lot more patient these days. He'll just wait and wait until he gets the right chance. He doesn't often push the boat out. Plays the percentages very much in his favour. Hang on. No, well done.
Yeah, just come back to Neil Robertson. The Masters, of course, is just for the top 16. As it stands at the moment, the current list for the Masters, he's 17th. Now, obviously, there's a lot of snooker to come before January, but it's a concern for sure. Because, of course, it's a rolling system. Points go on, but they also come off from tournaments 2 years ago. O'Sullivan, of course, is defending champion at the Ali Pali.
11.
And it was a case there, wasn't the first round, Liang Wenbo missed the black to beat him 6-4, and it just shows you what can happen if you let him off the hook. He went and won the tournament. Great chance here then to make it 2-1 in his favour.
Yeah, this is not the best angle on this red as well, because the black's only available to a couple of pockets here. No, he's done well.
20.
He's on the black if he wants it, but he's also on the blue. The 1-2-4 that he put together in the previous frame was immaculate, superb. Never in trouble. Oh, and then it's just slow down. Well, he didn't play on that one, he played on the one on the black spot.
25.
Well, he's in trouble now because he hasn't got an angle on this red. He might even play a safety. After that one.
Yeah, a bit of a reprieve for Baird, really, because he must have feared the worst.
Yeah, plenty on, just 19 in it.
26.
A lot of players out there, David, make it look like it's every shot's a pint of blood, but Ronnie makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Fluent. A joy to watch when he's in full flight.
Well, Baird a little fortunate, really, that O'Sullivan, the red's on the left-hand side, he's hampered by the brown. Wasn't the best safety shot.
Needs to play a good one here, though. Don't get careless. plenty of reds that he could collide into if he plays the standard safety. This is a little bit awkward here. No wonder it's over a minute thinking time. Well, that's about the best he could do. He thought about it long and hard, and it's not bad. Fairly easy safety from Ronnie, though. White down to the ball cushion. Looking to cover behind the green. Needs to go a little bit, though. Didn't need much more. Well, he needs some cover. That's very unlike Ronnie to push a ball over the corner pocket. Doesn't do that too often. Okay, it's landed near the green, but I think Sam can get the cue in there. Well, he adjusted the table, and I think he's landed on the black as well. That's nicely done. Good match, this. Sam just needs to sort of stand his ground here, try and win the frame at this visit if he can. One or two reds to sort out, though. Might have to take the cue ball around the table here. Well, he avoided the yellow, but he couldn't avoid the brown. The red is still on. He might take it on. He can stun over for the black, but he would be leaving Ronnie another red. It just depends how he feels. Just 3 points behind, but doesn't want to gift a chance to Ronnie O'Sullivan here. I think he might take this on. Well, he was a mile away. Absolute mile away.
16.
Yes, they're never easy when you're playing them with pace. When he had to do that to get out for the black. So Sam got away with that one a little bit. I just wonder whether he's contemplating the double here. Could be a bit risky. Well, that was an attempted pot to the middle pocket, and it wasn't too close. Now, if that bounces off the cushion, he has left it on.
One.
Well, this guy's got enough play as it is without helping him along.
8. Nine.
Bit further than intended. Wanted to be straight on the black. Not what he played. I think he played cushion first there to get him behind the red.
Yeah, it's just been a sort of chipping away job in this frame. He's 19 in front, but not there yet.
Yeah, and again, Ronnie not interested in that red down the top cushion. He's prepared to wait. 51 left, 19 in it. Might take this on. Well, at least we've got another high value colour into play. And now the pink has gone there. I think Sam will take this one on to the green pocket. He can stun off the side cushion for the pink and concentrate on those two reds down here. No. Well, he just seemed to take that a little bit quickly from me. Hardly had his hand on the table. It's the one to the middle previously took on. He hardly had the hand on the table before he hit the cue ball. Slow down. Yeah, he's got away with that. Well, looking from this angle, that doesn't look like it cuts back in, but you never know. These camera angles can be slightly false. Well, he caught it thick, actually. I think that was on. Huh. What about that for a result?
Well, it's become very scrappy now, this frame, but of course it counts the same as the previous one where O'Sullivan made a century. Still got a 19-point lead.
Yeah, first to 5, doesn't matter how you get there. Well, that was a real chance to get him behind the pink. Well, all the colours are on now. It's just a question of the reds. Phew, how close was that? But of course he's brought another red out. Well, he must have thought he got that going down. Oh, unexpected.
many times that Baird could have lost this frame already, but he's still in there. Still might.
After you, Cecil. No, after you, Claude.
Well, of course, the problem with missing, just missing, is the red rattles and stays in the jaws. So another chance for O'Sullivan.
And that's the problem with these modern tables, isn't it? You get too close and you get punished. I remember in the old days that they needed to come away a bit more. When it was black and white. Great quote from Steve Davis, wasn't it? That 85 World Championship with Dennis. Yeah, it happened in black and white. Did Dennis win that year, by the way?
Apparently so.
Oh.
Meanwhile, that's something about that pocket. They don't like going in, do they?
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
25 in front. His sort of frame, you know, go back about 15 years. Ronnie O'Sullivan, I think, would have pulled his hair up by now, but he's kept his discipline. He just hasn't won the frame yet, and he might not yet. Chance for Baird.
1.
Yeah, I think Steve Maguire might have been a little bit like that as well. Yeah, I think with Ronnie these days, it's a question of que sera, sera. I mean, he's very competitive, of course. Wants to win.
8.
But very much more relaxed about things.
Well, I think it helps that he can, because there are so many tournaments, he can choose which ones to play in. And of course, if he chooses to play it, it means he wants to be here. As we approach the hour mark for the match.
Now, this is a little tricky one here. If he takes this on. 30-minute plus frame as well.
Well, it's another one of these. I mean, you could rattle this and just leave it in the jaws.
And as we've seen already, this pocket not giving a lot away. Now, he can punch the red around the table for safety. Now, what's he thinking? Well, now I think he's going for the pot. Nope. Well, I mean, he took a long time over that, but in the end, he didn't play it very well. He didn't commit himself there. He's hit that really on the thick side. Might have thrown this frame away. Well, that's not great, because he's pushed the yellow safe-ish. I'm sure Ronnie played on the pink there. I mean, the yellow is still potable. But he's got to get on it. Looks pretty good to me. Well played. Just
4.
stun out for the green. Yeah, well, it should be 2-1 to the Rocket.
Well, he took some winning this frame, but he kept his discipline throughout it.
9.
And he's got his reward.
13.
Well, a bit of a slog. Frame 3, but it's gone to Ronnie O'Sullivan. He made a century in the previous frame. That was harder work, but he's won it all the same. So he leads Sam Baird here in Guangzhou by 4 underway. This is the last frame before the mid-session interval. He's trailing 2-1. Made a good start to this match, won the first frame. Sam had a century in the second and then lost a very scrappy third.
I think you just get the feeling, though, David, someone needs to put this one on the board. If it's 3-1 at the interval, we might just see Ronnie go into another gear in the second half of this match. You know, he could run away with this match from 3-1. We shall see. Oh. Can't leave those out. Well, just play a break-off shot, leave it tight to the back cushion. Great pot. He's warming up. What about that one as well? I mean, he made that look ridiculously easy, but it wasn't. Got the nice cannon.
Well, here we see the red again. Just beautifully struck.
I mean, the action he gets on the cue ball is incredible, really, with little effort.
Yeah, and he looks very relaxed as well. And as I say, kept his focus in that last frame, which was very scrappy.
Yeah. Found his feet now, though. There's no doubt Ronnie's got the best cue action in the game, we know that. And as I've often said before, it's maximum effect with minimum effort. It's very economical.
17.
And when he's playing really well at the top of his game, for me, there's only one or two players that can take him out. And a certain gentleman on the other side, in table 2, is one of those, in Mark Selby.
24.
Just overdone that slightly. We'll play the one to the middle.
25. $31. 32.
Not bad. That's the red to the middle. I was hoping to split one and two more near the pack, but there is a red that goes to the right corner, which will open up another two to the other side. We'll take this one first, of course. Well, you never know. Within 2 or 3 minutes, the way Ronnie knocks them in, this could be a frame-winning opportunity. And 3-1 at the interval. Never takes long to put 60, 70 points on the board. This is why he's box office, Dave, isn't it? It's superb.
47. 48.
Yeah, most people who play snooker get to a certain standard, and it can be a very high standard, but this is how everyone who's ever held a cue would like to play.
Well, he's one of those players, isn't he? The players at these tournaments, you know, they're sitting in the players' lounge and stuff like that. The likes of Jimmy White and the late great Alex Higgins, if they're playing, they will go from the players' lounge and go and sit in the arena and watch them play because they know that something magical might happen, and so often does.
63. 64.
Well, he's fairly straight on the green. It's not a problem. Would have liked a little bit of an angle on it, but he's got the yellow as well.
So left-handed yellow, 66 in front, 75 on red and a colour to kill off this frame. Remember, Sambear broke off, got the white to the back cushion. There was one red out in the middle of the table. O'Sullivan knocked it in.
67.
And he's still going.
Well, blue, brown or green is frame ball. Stop it.
72. 73.
Made 1 ton already. Could this be the second? Well, we do know it's going to be 3-1 at the interval.
78. 79.
Well, he's hitting the ball sweet as a nut. He really is. Things to ponder for Sam Baird and that 15-minute interval. Started really well in that opening frame, but Ronnie's taken over since then.
84.
Got into another gear.
85.
Missed the cannon. Don't know whether we'll get the century now.
91.
Well, regardless, it was a brilliant break, starting with a brilliant pot. Ronnie O'Sullivan then storms into the interval, leading by 3 frames to 1. Welcome back. We're back underway live now with Ronnie O'Sullivan and Sam Baird. Nothing scored yet in frame 5. It's 3-1 to O'Sullivan. He made breaks of 124 and 91. He won a very scrappy frame as well. Baird won the first, but he's up against it now. O'Sullivan's looked good.
Yeah, especially if Ronnie wins this one as well. Makes it 4-1. That's a tall order. 3-2. Back in this. Sam could win from there. It's not a problem. But Ronnie's striking the ball beautifully.
Well, Baird only played 1 shot in frame 4. He broke off. Just to give you a few of the scores, 8 tables in operation. Ian Burns 2-1 up against Alan Taylor. Chen Zifan leads Xiao Yulong 2-1. Martin Gould, Andrew Higginson 2-2. Luca Brissell 4-0 up against Jimmy Robertson. It's 2-2 Marco Fu and Hussein Vafai. And it's also 2-2 Mark Allen and Matthew Stevens.
Matthew Stevens lost his cue a couple of months ago. I don't know whether he's got it back or he's got a new one or what. Misplaced it somewhere. Well, the Reds up the table. I don't know. Are we heading for a re-rack? Got to be careful here. He's looking to take the cue ball down the table, but there is that one near the blue that he could possibly leave, and also the one to the right middle. That's the non-hitting area.
That camera down, please.
Well, this is tricky here. He's going to have to be careful. Oh well, is he taking this on? This is risky. Well, he did do, but again, David didn't seem to have his hand on the table a long time before he even played the shot.
Well, it could well be trouble.
Well, you know, in the context of what he was leaving, if he missed it. Well, I think Sam's got to think strongly about his tactics here because he's playing right into Ronnie's hands.
Put that phone down. 7. 8. 9. 13.
Play the left on red here, just free up the blue to both corners. Still plenty of reds to go out here. That red that Sam took
14.
on there was, well, it was all or nothing really. I thought he might try and play a good safety. Ooh. It wasn't clean, but it went in.
21.
Well, I said a couple of frames ago, this guy's too good without giving him a helping hand along the way.
Yeah, he's made some big breaks. He may well make another one here, but I think the key frame actually was the scrappy one, that third,
25.
where it was hard work, but his focus never dimmed. And it shows
26.
that he's here to do a job this week. I was saying yesterday, we commentated on John Higgins. Higgins and O'Sullivan are level with Steve Davis on 28 ranking titles. They're joint second on the list,
31.
8 behind Stephen Hendry, and I was speculating about which of the two of them would break that tie, because you would fancy both of them to continue winning tournaments. It'd be a big moment for either one of them.
32.
Well, John Higgins and Ronnie in the same half, actually. So imagine that semi-final clash, Dave. That would be mouthwatering.
37.
Well, he's gone into them there. It didn't quite come off as intended, actually. They didn't really scatter. He has got a red, though.
Well, he was hoping to bring the cue ball out of the bulk area, but he's got the brown to the middle. That will do nicely.
Two. 43.
Well, once again, the break goes to 50 in no time at all.
50.
Just makes it look so easy.
51.
This game is not easy, but when you've got a cue action like this, it makes it easier.
$58. $59.
Well, this is a key shot. Little cannon. Push the red away from the other one for the red to the left corner. Went in full-blooded. He's got them. I think this is about to go 4-1. Sam Baird is in trouble here.
66.
Well, that's incredible. That was frame ball. I'm sure Baird himself thought that that was a frame over. It's an unexpected reprieve for the Devon man.
Wow. What's happened there?
That pocket, I've seen a lot missed into that pocket, and that red again stayed out. Oh, he needs the black. He needs this black, otherwise he needs snookers.
It's going to be leaving a red on as well. This has to go in. It has to go in. I'll tell you what, it's not that far away, and he's missed it. Is he conceding?
Yeah, it was a hard chance there, but didn't get on the black as intended to the corner here at the black end of the table, and he's missed it and he's conceded, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he knows he's got to play at least one more frame. So Sam Baird still in there.
Well, I think the left on red might be on.
Some close matches on. Marco Fu is a 3 each with Hossein Vafai, the Iranian. Mark Allen's edged 3-2 up against Matthew Stevens.
Well, again, Sam's got a little tempter here into the right middle, but fraught with danger. Can't see him playing that, not at this stage. Down towards the green pocket then with the cue ball. Well, I hope he hasn't left the gap for those two reds, and Ronnie might be able to make the plant out of those two. No, the two reds are set at the wrong angle. Well, I did mention it. Obviously, that was the right angle this time. Still a great shot to get in. No, he wants to do the business here. There's no way he wants this to go 4-3. Things can happen. Well, he was in the last frame, broke down on a, for him, relatively easy red when we thought it was all over.
Nine.
Refocused.
10.
And now looking for the win.
$17. 18.
That was nicely done. Just clipped home in those two reds. Give himself more options. Wow.
96.
What a great chance this is. This is a perfect position with all the reds where they are.
$33.
Just thinking ahead here, David, he comes through this one. Do you think there's enough evidence here with Ronnie to say that he could win this week, win the title? I think he might have a little bit left in the tank, to be honest.
Well, I think as long as he's here, he can win the title. But I think the encouraging sign for O'Sullivan fans is the sort of serenity he's had. Even that last frame, he would have been annoyed, but no sign of that in this frame, just getting on with the job.
Yeah, very true. And you know that I think he's got another couple of gears to go into if he needs it. No disrespect to Sam Bird.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting match with Gilbert if he does come through, because the World Championship 2016, he pressed him hard in the first round, Dave Gilbert. Played really well in that match.
48.
Well, it's looking like that match is going to happen. Just a few balls away from a 5-2 victory.
53. $54. $61. $62.
The black then to lead by 69 with 67 left. And when the chance came in this frame, it started, of course, with that plant. He's taking it out very nicely. The crowd here, I'm sure, delighted they'll be seeing him again tomorrow.
70.
Sam Baird already taking off the waistcoat, or preparing to, for a swift exit, it would seem.
78.
Well, it'd be fitting if he can finish with a century. It's been a good match, this. I've enjoyed it, actually. Sam kicked off with that early, well, the opening frame, but then Ronnie took off into another gear for a couple of frames. Sam's definitely had his chances. Looks like the rocket. Well, the rocket is coming through, of course.
$92.
O'Sullivan made a 1-2-4 clearance in the second frame, this black, for his second century of the match, to win the match. Doesn't dislodge the red, but it doesn't matter. He's got the job done.
100.
$100 exactly then to finish from Ronnie O'Sullivan, who puts himself into the last 32, and listen to the cheer in the background from his fans here in Guangzhou. They are delighted. They'll see him again tomorrow. He's beaten Sam Baird by 5 frames to 2, and it's Dave Gilbert